Hey y'all, it's Wolf back again. I'm done trying to get this video out. I don't know, it's 3 times and I can't get it out, so I guess third time's a charm, huh? So anyway, I just want to drop a video on you guys. I'll get right to it real quick. I don't want to take your time up. I know it's mentioned right here. So I have right here. I have a flag. Okay, yeah, it used to be a flag. It's pretty worn. It's pretty tattered. It's pretty. I know what you're thinking. Once you get another damn flag, dumbass. Well, I do have another one, but I just couldn't throw this one away because the fact is that you know what? I've had this since 2009, and it's been travels with me all the way from Fort Lewis, Washington, all the way down here. And I put it up because it reminded me it's an old battle flag. It's been through Harvey, it's been through snow, it's been through rain, it's been through about every damn thing you can throw at it, but the sun gun's still standing. I understand what Francis Scott Key meant by now, like Star Spangled Banner, because the fact is, you know, I get up every morning and go, that sun gun's still standing. As battered as it is, as battered as hell as it is, it's still standing. But see, what the thing about this flag is that it needs a little help, needs a little work, don't it? Needs some people out there that are willing to kind of put it back together again. I'm going to be one of those people, but I'm having a difficult time. For those who are interested in, about my opinion on this gun control and all this crap or whatever, I don't care. Because one of the things that I've learned in being in combat, they can take all the damn weapons they want, because whenever the shit hits the fan, I'm going to have plenty to pick up off the damn ground. I'm going to have plenty. Whenever I want. There'll be plenty on laying on the ground. There'll be plenty of shit. All I gotta do is just survive for the first 10, 15 minutes, and there I go. I got all the damn weapons I want in the world. But the Sheriff of Israel, let me tell you this right now, you can delegate the authority for individuals to go out and perform their job, give them a badge and a gun. But you cannot delegate the responsibility. You're responsible for those individuals' actions, period. That's why they pay you the big bucks. You're responsible for training these individuals and making sure that you're weeding out the individuals who can't, or the ones that are capable of doing this type of thing. A police department or any unit is only as strong as its weakest link. Well, we just wrote right now. There were 4 of them, I think. Stayed outside while shooting was going rampant. Shooter was going. Open shooter was going around killing kids. They stayed outside. We know that that's not the actual way that we train people now. It's Columbine, but let me ask you a question. This is Broward County, Florida. How many people believe that these people were properly trained to actually move forward? They didn't. They didn't know what the hell to do because they weren't properly trained for it. The Coral Reef Police Department, I watched interviews on that. I'm really impressed with the way they handle it, even the press conference. They stated why they had to move in, because the fact is that they were called to the scene because the freaking Broward Sheriff Department couldn't do it, or would not do it. So they took over the situation. I don't know how far it takes for the Cedar Reef Department to respond to this action. I'm sure they responded as fast as they could. But damn, Broward County was on scene. I wish I could tell how many individuals got shot after this individual got on scene. That would kind of tell us more than just the story, but you know you're never going to hear it. You know you're never going to get to see these videos. It's all going to be hush-hush, and it's not going to be something that we want to discuss, because the fact is that we have to admit that we're not actually doing our job in making sure that they actually are training our police to protect us. It's not in their budget to do so. So now we come down to the fact where I asked myself, after looking at all the information, and God, there's a lot. I mean, it was just 15 minutes after the shooting, there were YouTubes all over that it was conspiracy and everything else. I can't get behind that, because there is no freaking proof. It's something we forgot about as Americans. And when you accuse somebody of something, you gotta have proof. It doesn't really matter what you believe. You gotta have proof. In other words, you gotta be able to explain it to another person. Actually happened. We can't do that in America no more. We just make the accusations and, hey, believe what I say, not, believe what I say. No, believe what I say. No, believe what I say. Well, I know what I've learned from that situation, and I took a hard, long look at it, because the fact is that, you know what, I don't know if I'd have went in and pulled my weapon as a civilian. Because the fact is that there's people dying inside, but let's look at the repercussions it's going to have on me for a second. First of all, I go in, 5 kids are down on the floor, bleeding out, and he's got a gun or he's pointing a weapon at a girl. Based on my training, I pull my weapon, I put 2 to his head, I put 2 to the chest and 1 to his head, and drop it some bitch right there where we're staying. At that point in time, I become scared, because of the fact of the matter is I just pulled my weapon, I just shot somebody, and now I'm concerned that whenever the cops get there, they're going to arrest me. They will do so. I don't know if you understand that once you actually pull your weapon and use it on another person, no matter what the reason, you're going to be arrested. People have realized that now, since all of these shootings. They know. Don't go in there. If you do, man, you're setting yourself up for a hard road, because the fact is you got to deal with the cops, and they're going to question every damn thing you did, because they want to make sure that they're not implicated. Could you imagine if an individual went through and just crossed those lines and said, God dang, what are you waiting on? And went on in, shot the individual, came back outside, and guess what? He's going to be arrested if he's not shot. If you're not concerned about that, then you know what? Shit. Go respond to an answer and see what happens. These people get pretty paranoid pretty quick. They can't believe somebody just picked up off themselves, went in there, took care of the situation, came out. First thing they're going to think of, well, you're part of it. Okay, I went in there, shot somebody, I'm a part of it. Then they're going to say, well, was deadly force authorized? I don't know, you silly son of a bitch. You were sitting there pointing a gun at the girl's head. By God, I freaking took him out before he did so. And my meaning and everything that I know about being utilizing deadly force and having to do it, I pretty much know that girl's life was in danger. If not, it sure pretty much looked like me. I look like it to me. Same thing applies. You go and you see people wounded. Somebody's doing it. By God, you'll find out who it is and kill somebody before you kill somebody else. But no, you're going to suffer a lawsuit from the parents. That's true. Because these people are angry. They're mad at the police officer. And if they file a lawsuit against a police officer, it's going to get bogged down into where it's going to take years to figure out. They're going to come up with the issues like, you know what, well, with these officers, that we let them go. They were rogue elements, but we don't look at the big picture. They weren't properly trained right, Mr. Israel. That's the sheer gist of it. Then you want to actually, if you're actually involved in the situation, you're inside, what do you do then? Do you help somebody out? I don't know, because the fact is that if you do, then you just open yourself up to another lawsuit. Because the fact is, little Johnny or little Jimmy or little Mary didn't make it, and you could have done something to warrant them not lasting longer. Or they didn't get to say goodbye, and you caused that by trying to help out. That's all you did. Do you do it? Because see, here's what you're looking at right now. We got two things right now. First of all, you're going to be arrested. You're going to go to jail. You're going to have to call an attorney. They don't come cheap. Since you actually used an actual live weapon, getting bail on that son of a bitch is going to be like around $150,000 to $250,000. But then again, could be more. Depends on who the freaking sheriff is or who the freaking, how far it's actually gone up the chain of command. So then you're sitting there, well, I got arrested. Then you're going to have to be, when you do get out of it, then you're going to be hit with all kind of lawsuits. Every person in there that got killed because you pulled a gun and you went around and started helping people, every person that you touch, they're going to file a lawsuit against your ass. So then now it's a court issue. They forgot about the issue that now that you know what, I pulled my damn weapon because the fact is that somebody's getting ready to kill somebody else, but I stopped it, but because I stopped and issued help and I started putting tourniquets on people because everybody knows, or you should know, that if you have an actual wound and you're bleeding out, you got maybe 30 minutes before they get some help, before they get in dire jeopardy. What you're doing is while you're sitting there and you can't fix the problem. You can't fix what's going on, but what you're doing is you're actually sitting there and you're saying, you know what? Let me give them some more time. So the proper individuals can actually see and help them with their injuries. Maybe it's case in time to where the fact is that, you know what? You're not saving them life. They're not saving their life. What you're doing is you're buying them some time so they can get some help. And you're relying on the people outside to make those decisions to let people let help in. Just don't kid ourselves. In Virginia Tech, our law enforcement officers who were doing, I don't know this for a fact, but everything that I looked at tactically, they pretty much did everything that they knew how to do since Columbine. They went in. But keep in mind, as long as that scene is not secure, there's no ambulances getting in. So that's just more time. That's time that these sheriff deputies could have saved if they would have went in. It may have taken them a while to get the shooter. But the fact of the matter is they could have at least got him into a position where they could actually get people out that were not in harm's way. They should have secured an area. Everybody behind this line, get the hell out. They didn't do that. They didn't have any plan to do that. So now you're facing a lawsuit, $19 million, and they're not going to be one. There's going to be everyone. The parents are pissed. They want to look for somebody to blame. You're it, because you're the one that went in and you go solve the situation. Some of these individuals will actually be told that you saved their life, or you did this that saved their life, or this or that, or whatever. But there's going to be at least 5 people in that type of scenario right there. They're going to file a lawsuit against you because you didn't help Mary out. Because you know what? Little Mary didn't make it because she was shot in the head. But Sally Sue over here, who was shot in the leg, you got a tourniquet on her. And you stopped the bleeding. Sometimes when you get wounded people, that's just not anything you can really do. Or there's just so much you can do. But we'll never know that because nobody went in this particular scenario. The next thing you're going to deal with is after you pull that trigger. I don't care who you are, how tough you are, what your name is. After you pull that trigger, you're going to have repercussions from that. You're going to have nightmares. Your life is never going to be the same after that minute. Life becomes more precious at that time, basically. You're like, damn, I could be taken out at any time. You're gonna have a hard time sleeping for a while. You're gonna have a hard time just around in life because PTSD is gonna set in. Now, how far is it gonna set in? Well, it depends on how far you're involved in that situation. But it's coming. As a school or anybody in the community provided any help for these officers that went in the Coral Reef Department. So I got to tip my hat to, because the fact is they analyzed the situation very quick and said, these some bitches ain't doing nothing, so guess what? We're going in, boys. They didn't have time to think about it. They didn't have time to think twice about it. They just went in. First officer on the scene, he went, and they were trying to blame him because he didn't go in. Well, because the fact is that he was actually the blocking force behind, because they were going, as this kid run out where he was going to run, they could have got him. The son of a bitch walked out with the kids, went to McDonald's, ate his Happy Meal, or whatever the hell he ordered. He damn near got away with it because of the lack of communication between the Broward Police Department and Cedar Reef Department. There was no communication between them. Broward County was sitting there tucked behind their damn cars. They didn't know they didn't even know what the situation was. And Coral Reef was actually, when they got there, which I don't know how long it takes for them to get there, but guess what? There was after shooting. If there's still shooting going on, there were people that were dead. First thing a shooter does is whenever he determines that they're going to shoot him, he don't want cops to shoot him. He's going to take himself out. But as long as he knows he can get away with it, the cops haven't showed up and they haven't got to the situation or the position where they can take him out, he's going to continue his rampage until he knows there's no other way out. Ask me how I know that. I can't tell you because I'm not supposed to mention veteran anymore on my videos, because there are some people that call it no, like people freaking call something, you know. I think that it's because I'm a veteran, I know everything. Well, hell, I know some things, my God, that's why I'm here. But let's go back to this flag here. Now, I don't know. I can stick my hole in their head in there where the where the blood used to go. I don't know. Then they're gonna take away the guns from individuals, or they're gonna raise the age to 21. I have mixed feelings on that, because the fact is, I know at 18, some of these bitches that walk around here, they ain't got enough sense to get pulled piss out of a boot. They ain't ready to carry a weapon. They've never been taught to be around one. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna shoot your damn self. Well, not literally 9 times out of 10, but I don't know. They never report on that shit. You know, Johnny shot himself because he didn't know which end of he didn't know which end of the gun that the bullet pulled out. So yes, there has to be some kind of training with these weapons. There has to be some kind of guidelines. There has to be some kind of method in place to be able to hold a gun. Now, the argument is going to be whether guns should be allowed in school or the guns should be out. People, I don't know what you guys want to do. I don't know what individuals will do. What I do know is this: within a month, it's going to be forgotten. Just like Virginia Tech, Columbine, San Bernardino. Remember the LA shootout, or North of Hollywood shootout? Remember the Dallas shootout? Do you remember these incidences and how they all coexist about the shooter? Well, because the fact is that if you look at the shooters in these incidents, you can actually tell these guys are going to go rogue any minute. Luckily, we have police officers out there that they can see that shit and they start actually doing something about it. But then there's still twice as many that go without. This guy was actually notified 30. The police, okay, the police or the authorities were alerted 36 times. Okay, 36 times. They did nothing. So now we've got 17 people killed because they didn't do their job. They always want you to call in 1-800-TIPS. I wonder how many tips I get this feeling that the fact is that there's a lot of tips that they ignore too. Because one wants to feel comfortable. If they give a helpline, they say, if you see something, report it. Well, when you report it, it's out of your hands. These kids that were there, they actually said they reported it to police through their proper channels of their police. And once it went from to their school, after it went from the schoolhouse, it went to the Broward Sheriff County Department, and nothing was done about it. They went out to his house. Why didn't they find an AR-15 there, locked up in a safe? When do you start realizing that, you know what, this kid is mentally unstable? Something's wrong with this kid. Should he really be carrying a gun, ma'am, lady, ma'am, Mr. Whoever's putting this guy shacking up with? Should he go on some kind of boat over there? Be on the lookout for this guy. He's got a weapon everywhere. Look for him. But no, that's called profiling. Can't do that no more. So my question to people is this, is that when are we going to have enough of this? Because I look on the YouTube, I look at a lot of things on Gab. By the way, my only medium right now is Gab. I appreciate everybody who's following me, because that's actually my platform now. But I beg to ask the question, when can you do so much and you're waiting on somebody to do their part so that this will actually be corrected? How many, raise your hand, how many have done that and actually got your door slammed in your face? Then you pretty much, you run out of places to go. So you look, damn, I've told everybody I can. Y'all don't care about it. Shit, why should I? So it gets to the point to where we're not listening to the people. We're not listening to actually what's actually going on in our society today. We have elite individuals who go about their business course every day, and they do not pay attention to what's going on in real life. How come Chicago is still allowed to be happening? I bear to witness, or I bear to tell you this right now. If you take guns away from people, then guess what? How many communist nations do you know of that's done so? Are they better off than we are? Well, I guess it depends on who you ask, I guess. But the situation is that, you know what? It ain't gonna make it no damn difference, because the fact is that we can't get anything done. I look at it from this perspective, is that we can only do so much. We can only tell you, and I look for my YouTubers that are out there. I don't know if I'll be a part of YouTube or not after all these videos. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't get monetized. I don't get anything. I don't really give a shit. But my question is that we're really good at identifying problems. More so than any time in our history are we identifying problems that are actually coming up and our government can't solve them. It's not because they don't have enough people. It's just that they don't have enough people that are actually want to really find out. They don't know where it goes. If you'll notice that we got pedophiles now that are actually being identified. They switch it over to Hollywood and La La Land over there, but they give these people a chance to resign. So I wonder, when is this old flag here that I've got here, when is it worth defending? When is it just a lost cause? When do you just give up and say, you know what, they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do, and there ain't nothing I can do about it? Because you don't have the resources. You don't have the resources to go out and hire a lawyer. You get caught up in the trap between the lawyer scam, because the justice system is all it is a scam nowadays, because all it is, there's no trials anymore. All it is just you admit you're guilty and we'll let you go on about your way. Even if you're found innocent about something, guess what? It still stays on your record. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the answers are. All I know is that there's a lot of YouTubers and there's a lot of people out there that, you know what, have got something to say and ain't nobody listening. That is the first sign that we've got a problem. It's when people stop listening. When you stop listening to the individual beside you and you start thinking that you're right all the time and that you alone, by some mere miracle, are the answer to everybody's problems, and you have all the answers and nobody else has an opinion that matters, then we become a nation that's isolated. We become a nation to where it's just me, it's just mine. I can talk to an individual who I've never met, and I can say what I want to just so he'll be friends with me. I can go on here and get self-validated because the fact is nobody really actually knows me. It's time we take a look at ourselves. It's time for us to look at ourselves and say, you know what, we're not all that. We're not all Billy Badass. We make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, let's correct them. Put as much energy as you have into correcting a problem than you do just reporting about it. We got plenty of reporters. We got plenty of people that could pick that shit out of pepper. But we don't have anybody doing anything about it. And why is that? Because the next step it takes is going to put you in danger because of the fact is that you don't have the resources to fight these some bitches back. You don't. You may think you do, but you don't. Because it's all about money. And trust me, let me make sure we ain't got none of that shit. You just get enough money to make bill payments. Break it. You know, you own your damn truck. Hell. You make payments to the bank. They own that. Somebody's not you. Long since we've been able to pay cash or anything, we have to put it on a credit card. Walked into the freaking Lowe's the other day. I wanted to get something. I pulled out my damn wallet and started handing them a couple $100 and believe it, I don't know if I have change for that. There's so many things that I can go through and I can look at it, I can see it, and I can say, you know, did you really ask me that question? Did you really freaking just say that? Stupidity's all around, and all you've got to do is just look at it and just look at it. Pay attention to what's going on, what people are saying. Like, God dang, I live amongst these people. I live amongst these people. Everybody's out for self-preservation. That's what we can lose after. We actually lose about this flag, because the fact is that this flag don't make no difference. Because the fact is that, you know what, it's the United States of me. And 50 stars up there, or 52 stars. I mean, I don't know how many states there are. But anyway, 52 stars up there. Guess what? You don't represent nothing. They just make the flag pretty. States' rights, what the state's going to do. State's going to do whatever the hell the government is, because the government's funding them. So I don't know. All I know is one thing is the fact is that I'm looking at it from a different perspective now. I'm looking at it from this perspective that, you know what, it doesn't matter what I say on YouTube. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I post. It doesn't matter what my opinion is. Because if it disagrees with somebody else and somebody's not going to pay attention, no one's going to repost it. No one's going to stand. No one's going to pick a side and be on it. I have much more respect for a man or a woman to actually come up and say, I disagree with you. And no, I'm not a racist. No, I'm not. Everything you believe I am, because we've never met. So how can you group me with a bunch of people just because where I live, how I dress? Isn't that discrimination? I don't know. I know a lot of people with different colors than I am. I've had to. I've been in the army. I've been out of the freaking state. I've been places. Come to find out, shit, they weren't that different from me. Come to find out, you know what? They had my back when a lot of people wouldn't. So now they're asking me that they want me to turn in my guns, or they want me to, or they want to tell me what I can and what I can't buy. And the argument's going around, and I have to re-say it because it makes a lot of sense to me. Is the fact is that, you know what, I'm going to give up my gun so I can be protected like individuals like Broward County's sheriff's deputies. I don't know. We've already covered the reasons why the people don't want to get involved in situations. I don't think it's because of people. I don't think it's because people don't really want to act. They know the right thing to do, but they're smart enough to realize if they do, what repercussions it's going to have on them. So what we're basically saying is they don't care how many cost of lives it takes, because the fact is, so I don't get in trouble. I don't get arrested. I don't get thrown to the wolves. I don't get thrown in front of a sealed courtroom. I don't get drawn in to the political discussion. All I did was a girl was getting shot. I went in. 5 bodies were on the ground. Saw her getting gun to her head. I shot him. It can't be as simple as that. Everybody who has a conspiracy theory, everybody who has all this, okay, let's get the facts. Let's hold them accountable for what the facts that we do have. And if you don't have all the facts, then you cannot make a decision. Mandalay Bay. God dang, how long does that take? How many conspiracy theories can come out? I mean, how many really? How many conspiracy theories are going to be addressed? And the fact of the matter is, you ain't never going to find out, so why ask the damn question? We can go all the way back to freaking whenever Kennedy was killed and still have these damn discussions. American people are soft. We be created at by our government, but the fact is we won't stand up because, you know what, we basically are running from the repercussions that we know is going to come up. Do I have a flag out there that I put up there? Yeah. I took it down yesterday. A lot of you say, well, you're unpatriotic or whatever. Well, if you can stand down and kneel down in front of a damn flag, then guess what? It ain't that freaking important. This flag is a symbol, whether you recognize it or not, but it represents a bunch of people who got together and said, you know what, we're not going to let anybody hurt you tonight. Not on my watch. And you spit on it. You burn it. That's your right. But I can go pee in a church. Or I can go drink beer in church. I don't, because I respect it. I respect it. Doesn't matter what religion I am. It doesn't matter. I respect the church. It doesn't mean that I have to agree with that church. It doesn't mean that I have to go. But anyway, I respect the individuals on Sunday morning when you can go in, you can actually sit down, interview, and listen to somebody preach the message to you. So I don't go drink a beer in your church. There's no rule against no law, but I just don't go do it. We got in weak America, and we've sat by long enough, and we've taken it, and we've taken it, and every little day that we take it, they just nip away at the bottom of us, and they nip away the law, and it's become to where the law doesn't make any difference because they got another one they can go back on. They'll go back to because we got too damn many rules. Nobody knows which one the hell they follow. I don't know. We don't know which one to freaking follow. We don't know what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. It depends on what freaking county you're in or wherever the hell you live, and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. The United States does not exist anymore. And the reason why I can tell you is because we can't unite over anything. We can't even unite over a flag. We have grown to where we can't even engage in debate because the fact is, you know what? It always comes out. Well, I make a point. Oh, you're racist. You're a Nazi. Oh, I'm not. I'm just somebody's got a freaking opinion. Try it sometimes. Damn. That's what we lost. How far are we willing to go? I don't know. But I can tell you one damn thing, it's going to be a hell of a show because I'm sitting back and watching it and let y'all just go ahead because I got my place where I live here, my land, my dog, my wife. That's all that I've got. And I'll be damned if you can take it from me. Think about that for America. Think about it for a little bit. Think about what you think. You got the balls enough, hit me back with something. Give me something to believe in because I'm running out of freaking luck. Like I said, I maintain my truth, and I maintain I won't say veteran no more because the fact is that offends people. So somebody, please, if you can, email me or just send me the rules of where I can find it, the link, or what the freaking goddamn thing is we stand for nowadays, because I can't freaking find it. My name's Wolfpack. I'm out.